Hello everyone, welcome back to what will probably be the last video of the MythMaster, because I think we're getting close enough to the end of the game that we'll probably finish it in this video. I'm back here inside this house because I realized that I missed 2 points here. In terms of points, I looked at my current points score, and I've actually been doing a pretty good job of keeping up with points in the game, but there is one thing that I missed here. So when you're actually talking to this wizard, let me go ahead and go through the process here. So what we needed to do was, as usual, use the book to transform this animal back into a human being. So I'll go ahead and say use book. And if you look at our score, the general pattern in this game is that you get 10 points for transforming an animal back into a human. So we should have 144 points after this. If I can get close enough, where do I need to be for this? Oh, did I need to step to the side here a little bit? There we go. So we follow the instructions in the magic book. And now this is where I missed the points. Okay, we haven't gotten the 10 points yet, but as I say, we will get 10 points, I guess, when this guy finishes his spiel. So the general pattern in this game is you get 10 points for transforming an animal back into a human, and then you get an additional 2 points for talking to the person after they've been restored. Now, in this case, this guy started talking to us right away. Before I started talking to him, he already started talking to us, but I still needed to explicitly type talk to him again after the fact to get the additional 2 points. So that's what I missed. Otherwise, I think I've been getting all the points in this game, but that's why I missed 2 points in the last video. So we went through this whole thing. He's Tugal or Tugal from the, he's the court magician, and Pixie stole his book and blah blah. Find a lost magic timepiece, you can open your quest, da da da. He wants us to give him the book and the wand, which is okay because we're done with them. We don't need them after this. Yeah, now my score went up to 144. But I still need to, on top of that, I need to explicitly say talk to the wizard, because this will give me another 2 points. Talk to man. Talk to sorcerer. Talk to magician. Young man, I am... Okay, so he says the same thing again, so... Yeah, if you look at this, what happened to our score, he says exactly the same thing. It's almost like a bug in the game. I guess I don't know if it's exactly a bug, but it's basically one of those things where it's like, he says the same thing, so it's pointless to talk to him again, but you have to explicitly type talk to him to get the 2 points. Because otherwise you miss 2 points. And, you know, we want to have the points. So, okay, now we can give him the wand and the book, and I need to remember where I was. I remember this was like a whole philosophy unto itself. Where do you need to be to give the guy his wand and book? Oh, man. Come on. Where was I last time? I remember last time I had this problem as well, and I didn't quite make a note of where exactly I was standing. Did I have to, hold on, did I have to walk to the right side here or something like this? I remember I tried all kinds of crazy things like this, and... somehow I just could not get it to work. Well, I eventually did get it to work, but it took... There we go. That was what he needed. Okay, I need to stand a little to his left as often as the case in this game. Okay, fine. So I gave him the stuff and he disappears. And don't forget to get the umbrella. If you look in the barrel where the owl was perched, it contains an umbrella, but make sure to get the umbrella. Okay. Yeah. So now we have 155 points, as you can see. That's important because at the end of the last video, I had 153 points. I was missing the 2 points from talking to the wizard. Okay, cool. So now we're back where we were at the end of the last video, except with the 2 points that I was missing. Nice. So now I think we are pretty close to being ready to end the game or start the end of the game. So if we come out to, where was it? There's a place. So he said something about getting a timepiece. And indeed, there is a... there is a place that we can get a timepiece. Actually, there's a whole place that we haven't really explored because we couldn't before, but now we can. And it's all thanks to the umbrella. You'll see why in a moment. So, where was it? I think it was it up here? Yeah, here we go. So remember this? We saw this before. There's this hole in the cliff, and there's nothing really here except this hole that we fell into, except that last time we died when we fell into it, but now we need to fall into it again because the umbrella opens up and you drift safely to the ground. Now, this was not taken from King's Quest. As far as I know, I don't remember any King's Quest scene where you use an umbrella to fall to safety. That is taken, of course, from Lemmings. So we've drifted into Lemmings Quest just for a second there, but other than that, we're back in the MythMaster now. So, let's go. So, yeah, so we are here in this place where and actually, those characters in these pictures on the wall here even look like lemmings. They have that kind of green, sort of frizzy, crazy hair that the lemmings have. So I don't know if that's like an intentional nod to lemmings or if that's just coincidence, but anyhow, okay. Let's take a look around. So someone lives in this hole. It's really quite nice, but all the furniture is too small for you. So there are some books on the left. Oh, we don't have the book anymore because the magician took a book and we can't get the books from here. Look at the chair. Chairs are nice. We see nothing unusual. There's a clock on the wall. It looks very large and ornate for such a home. Look at the pictures on the wall. The paintings. See the portraits of elves hanging on the wall above the chest. Okay, so these are elves, not lemmings. So, yeah. Can we look at this dresser here? There's this, okay, it says it's a chest, but it understood the word cabinet as well. Okay, so now just resembling a watch is laying on the chest. Okay, so can we get the watch? There we go, we got the watch. Okay, cool. So the beautiful gold watch is missing the minute hand. Perhaps it's broken. Or perhaps not. We'll see. Okay, so I think that's all we can do here. Now we can move on. And yeah, for some reason, obviously somebody lives here, but we don't encounter the person who lives here. We just kind of... It has an interesting layout. It's very nice for a hole in the ground. All right, is there something on this table? Looks like there's something on the table that you need. Okay, looks like there's some kind of little statuette or something on the table, but all right. This here looks like a barred cell door. It's like a prison door or something, but I guess it's one of those doors with I don't know what you call them, but you know sometimes people have doors with just little things hanging down, like trails of beads or something that hang over the doorways. You kind of have to push them aside when you walk through. I don't even really know what's the point of those. Are they just decorative, or do they have some utilitarian function? But anyway, you can just walk through it. Okay, so we're here in what I guess is the main living room. Can I look at the? Is this a dresser? Is this a closet? Is it a bookcase? Okay, I don't think I can do anything with this stuff here. So what we need to do here, yes, I did check ahead, so I kind of know what we're supposed to do. We need to somehow deal with this wall. It looks like it was built in recent years. You wonder what could be on the other side. Can we walk through the wall? No. Can we climb the wall? Can we break the wall? You can't do that during this game. Can I do it can I do it not during the game? It's kind of like that tree that falls in the middle of the forest. The MythMaster can climb walls when you're not watching him, when you're not playing the game. I don't know how you're supposed to figure this out. I don't know if there is any kind of clue in any shape or form to do this, but watch this because I found this rather amusing, and I hope you'll find this amusing as well. What we do is we use the trumpet, and that happens. Yeah. When I first saw that, I chuckled a bit. I chuckled just a bit. I thought, that's kind of amusing. That's precious. This appears to be a dungeon. It looks like it hasn't been used for many years. So yeah, I don't think there's any existential threat to us here. Like, you might think that we can get stuck in these huge spider webs and some giant spider is going to show up and eat us, as would be the case in King's Quest. But no, all this stuff here is just kind of window dressing. You can't actually do anything with any of this stuff here. Just kind of walk through. Literally just walk through the dungeon. You can't actually do anything here. And, alright, here's a... Now it's getting interesting. Now we're getting somewhere. You found an armory. Some weapons lay about and knight's armor hangs on supports. Can we get some armor? You can't get ye armor. Can I get a shield? He doesn't understand shield. Alright, that's fine. But, on that cabinet over there, I think... Yeah, there is a deadly mace sitting on the chest. Again, the game calls it a chest, but it understands cabinet. I guess I can say look chest as well. Yeah, same thing. All right. There's a deadly mace. So we can get the mace and take a look at it. The mace looks deadly. You hope you don't need to use it. A mace in the face will make you run with haste to the nearest plastic surgeon's place. I still remember that from Quest for Glory 2 in Isar's shop in Shapir. Alright, so I think that's all we can do here. Just get the mace, and now we find ourselves here. And these are some very nice rooms. I mean, I have to say that the end of the game here, they put you through some very nice little rooms, but there's not really much you can do here. Like, there's actually nothing to do in this room either. This is the guards room, and you might think, okay, cool, like, surely we can get something here. The paintings are of royalty, so I guess it's like a king and queen there. I don't know. And, like, on this dresser, or I guess the game again will probably say it's like a chest. Something that interests you. Yeah, there's obviously something sitting on top of it, but you can't take anything there. Can we look out the window? Like, kind of general message about looking out the window. I think it's told us that before. But yeah, like, and that thing this thing in the background here, like, are these like storage lockers? They look kind of like personal lockers. Like maybe every guard gets his own personal locker where he can put his personal effects inside, but I don't think the game understands lockers, and we can't actually do anything with the can't actually do anything with the stuff here. We just walk through. Like there's literally nothing to do here. Just window dressing. Just walk through the room. All right, now here we're getting somewhere. This must be the castle foyer. 2 guards were standing here. You see vases and many tapestries. So, I'm going to take a look at the guards. These guards are on duty. Each has a very sharp spear. Can we talk to the guards? I'm sorry, but the king won't see anyone right now. He's mourning the illness of the queen and the disappearance of his only child, Princess Arya. Besides, there is much danger in the kingdom, and our first duty is to protect the king. Okay, cool. Now, at like the end of the game suddenly gives us some plot. The game also mentioned tapestries. Can we look at the tapestry? The tapestries are by a fine artisan. Castles would be much colder without them. Really? Do tapestries have an effect on the warmth inside the castle? Somehow I doubt that they have much. I mean, maybe they afford some very small insulation effect, but I don't think very much, honestly. Unless it means colder, not in the sense of like physical temperature, but just in like the mood. Like maybe it provides like a more joyous sort of mood. Is that what they're trying to say? I don't know. Look at the vase. The vase is quite large. You notice the smell of catnip. Yeah, I don't really understand this. Don't ask me to explain why this happens. Seriously, don't ask, but yeah, you can get catnip from the vase. And it smells very fresh. And you might think, okay, this makes total sense. Now we can use the catnip on those cats that were in front of that door that, you know, the cats that killed us in, I think, like my very first video of this game. But we're already inside the castle, so we don't really need the catnip to get past. I actually don't even know if you can use the catnip with those cats. But in any case, we're already inside, so we don't need it. We don't need such things anymore. All right, so where do we find ourselves now? We are in the castle kitchen. It is very large and well stocked with food. Can we look at the shelves? Oh, game doesn't send shelves. Look at the food. You find a cracker barrel. Look at the cracker barrel. Can I take a crack? Can I get a cracker? Where is the Cracker Barrel? I don't know where the Cracker Barrel... Oh, there we go. I guess it was somewhere close to here. It is an ordinary saltine cracker, and no, you shouldn't eat it. It has some other use in the game. All this other stuff is, again, it's just window dressing. Like, you've got this really nice fireplace here. You've got this lovely scene here with the sink is empty. I mean, you've got this really... I really like the artwork here. Like, I really am loving some of this artwork. Like, it looks so lovely. But the cook has left a fire burning in the fireplace. All of this is just so lovely to look at, but it's just, it really is just decorative. Like this ladder here too, you can see this yellow ladder on the left. You might think, can we climb the ladder? You can't do that. Can we get the ladder? No. Can we even look at the ladder? No, it doesn't even know the word ladder. No, there is clearly a ladder leaning there on the thingy. All right. I might as well go ahead and save here. I'll save in spot 3. Got Cracker. No offense to any white people watching this video. I don't mean to use a racial slur, and I apologize for any offense incurred. So we need to get past these guards. So if we talk to them... Well, we already talked to them, but I mean, they say, yeah, so the king's mourning the disappearance of the wife and... or no, the illness of his wife and the loss of his daughter. So there's much danger. So how could we get these guys to trust us, to make sure that we're not a danger to the king? Well, the very logical thing to do, if you remember the thing with the woodcutter's wife, we made her trust us by giving her an axe, because obviously if you give somebody an axe, that means you can't hurt them after that. So how do we get these guys to trust us? Give them the mace, because that shows that we are no threat. Okay. And I think on top of that... yeah, they don't see anything else. On top of that, we need to bribe them. We need to give them the coins. The guards each take a coin, then one sees the slipper and adds, "You can see the king. A guard takes your weapons." Well, we already gave him the mace, so what? Okay, I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, let's not try to apply logic to this game here. All right, we are here. Is that the king sitting in that chair? You're in the throne room. The king has consented to see you and is waiting on his throne. That's not... First of all, it doesn't really look much like a throne. It looks like a fairly normal chair. I think a throne would look a little more ornate, and usually there would be... usually the throne would be like at the back of the throne room, not like jammed up at the front here. This is... like the placement of these chairs makes no sense. People are sitting behind the king. It should be like what? Okay. Again, not going to try to make sense of this at this point. I'm going to assume that's the king. The king just sits and stares at the slipper tied to your belt. Okay. Well, first clue, the king has a foot fetish or shoe fetish. All right. Can we talk to the king? The king seems to be deeply depressed and his eyes appear vacant as he stares at the floor. Can we cheer him up with a slipper? Let's give him the slipper. He takes a little slipper in his hand and cries, "This is my daughter Arya's. Please return her to me and I'll give you anything within my power to give. I'll make you a rich man." Okay. Will you talk to us more now? "Please go now and bring my daughter back to me." Okay. It's going to be a bit of a tall order there since I don't know where your daughter is, but considering the pattern that we've seen in this game, I guess we can... assume, we can surmise that the daughter is probably some animal that needs to be transformed back into the human form. And since we've got some stairs back here with 2 exits going left and right, let's check out what we've got here. What have we here? The royal chamber is beautiful. The furnishings are splendid. The queen is in bed with an illness. Okay, so this is... I'm going to go ahead and say the obvious. This is pretty much directly, at least the design of the bed, I feel is pretty much directly ripped off from King's Quest IV, you know, with that scene where Genesta is lying in bed sick. The queen looks very ill. Perhaps there is some way you can cheer her up. Can we talk to the queen? The queen's very ill. Okay. I don't know how you're supposed to know this. I don't know if the game gives you any kind of hint. I've kind of given up on the game giving us hints about things, but we're supposed to give her the ring. It's a gold band encrusted with rubies and sapphires. I mean, I'm assuming, you know, the king and queen must have plenty of jewelry already. I don't think that they're short on rings. I mean, hopefully they have their wedding rings. And I'm sure they have enough other jewelry that they don't need some random peasant to come in and bring a ring. But this is how you cheer up the queen. You give her a ring. I'm not close enough. Do I need to be on the side? Like, can I get it? Like, it's hard to tell with the perspective here. It's like hard to tell. Am I closer if I, like, how do I do this? Okay, so somehow it works. Like, I'm going to say visually, it looks like I'm way farther away from the queen here than I was when I was standing at the foot of the bed. So I know that's just the game's perspective, but okay, again, let's not question at this point. The queen takes the jewelry and speaks her first words in many days. Please, young man, find my daughter if you can, and you'll be saving my life as well. Melancholy will surely kill me if I never see my daughter safe again. The unfinished tapestry is a good likeness of her. Perhaps it will help you to recognize her and bring her home. Do you mean that picture on the left? Like, kind of in front of the left window there? There's something that looks like a, the tapestry is the portrait of a beautiful girl. Okay, so I'm assuming she means that picture, like, in front of the left window is sort of half covering the left window. I guess, I mean, she looks like she basically looks like Rosella. I guess it's basically Rosella, which makes sense because she's a princess, so yeah, okay. Okay, so let's, I think we're done here. I think that's all we can do here. Let's go ahead and walk across this hallway to the other room here. All right, whatever here. This is another bedroom. Whose bedroom is this? This is the princess's room, a brilliant blue parrot perched near the ornate bed. You see a trunk. Now, if you've been playing this game thus far, and I have, and perhaps you've been following along as well, you might have already figured out, oh, okay, it's the parrot. The princess has been transformed into the parrot, but she hasn't. That's actually, somehow that's not the case. This is like the one point in the game where the pattern is broken. That's actually not the princess. Okay, so we've got a parrot and a trunk. So the parrot here is this blue thing in front of that window there. I don't know that it really looks like a parrot, but it's supposed to be a parrot. A parrot is bright blue and sitting on a gold perch next to the bed. Can we talk to the parrot? Polly, want a cracker? All right. Polly is not into the new, yeah, let's not go there. Let's go ahead and give Polly her cracker. Okay. Can we talk to the parrot now? Polly saw a pixie. Polly saw a pixie. Polly saw a pixie. A broken record you don't need. Indeed. Okay, so Polly saw a pixie. Now, we've seen a pixie before in the game. She was kind of upset on the riverbank because her hair was all matted, and then she left when we gave her a comb. I don't know if that's the same pixie. I mean, I don't know how many pixies there are in this kingdom. Presumably there are probably more than one. So yeah, I don't know if that really helps us very much. We can look at the princess bed. I want to sleep in the princess's bed. Okay, let's not do that. And the game also mentioned this trunk down here. And I don't know why we need to do this. I mean, yeah, it's an ordinary trunk. It has a lock, but we do have a key in our inventory. And yeah, it's a brass skeleton key. And if we say use key, it just happens to open this trunk. Use the small brass skeleton key to open the trunk. The crown is beautiful. It's covered with precious gems. So there's a crown in here. You see a beautiful crown in the trunk, but you leave it where it belongs. So we get points for doing that, I think. But I don't really understand why, because we didn't really do anything. Like, we basically broke into their chest and looked at their crown. We didn't steal the crown. At least we were noble enough to not steal the crown. But why do we get points for breaking into their chest and looking at their treasures. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't really make much sense, honestly. But whatevs, man. Again, I'm at this point questioning too much. I should just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow of the beat. So yeah, we are done here. We can actually go outside. And yeah, this takes us back here. This takes us right back to where we were. Man, those cats are... Let me save the game. That's number 4, back outside. Those cats, their eyes are glowing red and their tails are twitching. If you've ever had a cat, you know that when a cat's tail twitches, that means it's really annoyed or agitated. Can I give the catnip to the cats? Use catnip? Yeah, like it doesn't seem like I can actually... It doesn't seem like I can actually... Oh, okay, so if I have the catnip, I can get back inside. Okay, so I guess the catnip does do something. I'll go ahead and just load my game. Okay, so if I have the catnip, it prevents the cats from attacking me and killing me, so I can get back inside the castle after that. So that's useful, but if you've already done everything that you needed to do, and I think I have, then we won't need to go back into the castle anyhow. But that's fine. So if we ever need to go back into the castle, we have the catnip, which enables us to do that now. That's nice. Or we could fall back into the hole and go back through the other entrance. But yeah, we won't need to do either of those because we're done in the castle now. So what do? We go to the one place that we haven't done something at yet, and that was in this cave here. Now, hold on. Now, the first time when I went into this cave, I went up that path. Right, so over here, like a couple of screens up from here, or maybe just one screen up from here. Yeah, I went up that path, and that took me to the, like inside a cave eventually. But then I found out there's a much easier way, like kind of a backdoor in, if we just go to, I think it was like not on this screen, but one screen to the right. Yeah, here we go. So we can just go in. So let's just save ourselves some trouble and go in through this little sort of underground waterfall kind of thing here. And the thing that we are looking for, so the game mentioned, oh, that's interesting. I got the slipper from here, and the game sort of showed that one white pixel to indicate that there was something there. Now that I don't have the slipper because I gave it to the king, the pixel is back. Can I actually get the slipper again? No, it says you've already done that. Okay, so it correctly recognizes that I already took the slipper, so I can't take it again, but it still shows that white pixel, which I think is probably a bug. But anyway, so what I missed is... a very large rock seems to be blocking part of the path. Now, that's this rock here. And the way that you deal with this huge rock is just by using the crowbar. Okay. All right. This is probably a good point to save our game here because we are treading into some danger here. So go ahead and save here. Crowbarred rock. And let's see what's behind this rock. You're in trouble now. You hope to have the time to escape the goblins. Sorry, you've just become the main course for the goblins' next meal. So let's take a moment to process this scene. This reminds me of the Leprechaun's throne room scene from King's Quest I, because you've got a bunch of, I guess, goblins strewn around and one sitting on what looks like a throne on the right. But yeah, in a deviation from the game's main theme, the princess is not an animal who needs to be transformed back into a princess. She's still in her human form. She's that woman on the far right in the blue dress, kind of sitting to the side of what I guess is... I'm guessing that's the Goblin King on the right there, and so he's sitting on his throne there, and the princess is sitting next to him. But we need to deal with this goblin. Now, how can we do that? What is a good way to deal with the goblin? Well, obviously, because this makes total sense, says think fast. I don't know if that's meant to be a hint, but this is about time. Because if you say use watch, the watch has stopped time. The goblin cave is eerie. Many goblins lay around sleeping after eating their fill. This place smells terrible. Can we kill the goblins? Just do that. All right. Is that a goblin king? Yeah, it is a goblin king. The goblin king is seated in one of the chairs. Okay, so it's not even a throne. It's just like a regular chair. But he, as the king, he has the privilege of seating on a chair, while all the others are just, they don't even have chairs. They just, like, lie on the ground. And can I just look at human? I know that's the princess, but I'm wondering how the game will... You don't have the princess. Do I just take the princess? Get the princess? Okay. Really? Yeah, she actually shows up in our inventory as an inventory item. That's awesome. We're carrying, and it doesn't even show, like, she still shows up as sitting in the chair. Like, we're supposedly carrying her. What? We're supposedly carrying her even though she's still... Okay. What is with this table here? Does this table... Remains of the goblin feast. Can I get some meat? You can understand that. We can't give our meat a good old rub. Okay, so if you look at the princess is in a trance. Yeah, we actually are carrying the princess like an object in our inventory. Way to go. Okay, cool. I'd like to remind you that this game was made by a woman. This game was designed and programmed by a woman, just so nobody gets any funny ideas. Okay, and for the final act in the game, the very final act in the game now, again, don't ask me how you're supposed to know this. Don't ask me, is there a clue that you're supposed to do this? I don't know. Use white rose. Don't ask me for any explanation or logic. This is just what you do. Use white rose. Oh, you're not close enough. Even though I'm supposedly carrying the princess, like I have her in my inventory now, but I still need to actually walk to her. Okay, whatever. Use white rose. Suddenly the princess disappears without saying a word. You are left confused and disheartened. But look at our score. We got the maximum score. Cool. All right. So, but we're left confused and disheartened because the princess just disappeared. She ghosted us. She's a total Gen Zer. Without any warning and without you touching the watch, you find yourself traveling in time and space. Whoa, dude. Suddenly you're standing in front of Tugal the magician. This seems to be his workshop, and all the clocks are at exactly 5 o'clock. Which I guess makes sense. I guess they're coordinated. What is that book on the... Oh, Book of Spells. I guess that's the book he took from us. So that's the spell book, and I guess the gray thing to the left of that is the wand that he took from us as well. He also has a hammer and some pliers, a couple of pairs of pliers, a bunch of jewelry. It looks like a screwdriver or something. So he's got like a little jewel shop here. He's doing some kind of, like, is he a jewel maker or clock? Oh, he's probably a clock maker. I guess he's making clocks. I get it. He's a clock maker, and that's why there are all those clocks on the walls, and the stuff on the table is also clocks that he's building. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So he's Tugal the magician and clockmaker in his workshop. So, my invention has brought you here. When I first tested it, the results were very erratic. It seems to have a will of its own. That it shouldn't have an apostrophe in it. I named the device a spanner because it can transport its owner across time and space. The princess is returned home, the queen is restored to her former robust health, and the king has commissioned me to give you anything you like from my many magical objects. I know that you want the spanner, but I must warn you that the device is very unpredictable unless you follow the instructions. I looked everywhere for them, but I think they've fallen into the hands of some evildoer. The universe harbors many who would use the device for wrongful deeds. I foresee your next adventure will be more interesting and hazardous. Thank you for all you've done for our little kingdom of Caffrey. I hope you enjoyed playing MythMaster. If you have comments about... Okay, this is no longer Tugal talking to us. This is now the author talking to us herself in her own voice. I hope you enjoyed playing MythMaster. If you have comments about getting the game... Not getting the game. If you have comments about the game, or you're interested in getting the sequel game when it becomes available, please read mm1guide.txt about how to register this game and get the sequel. Your final score for this game was 206, which is the maximum score according to the game. Have a nice life. That's a nice parting. Not have a nice day, have a nice life, because we'll never see this game again, I guess. And that was that. That is the end of the MythMaster. I really don't have much to say other than the obvious. The ending was kind of rushed, kind of abrupt. Like, I really don't know what happened at the end. Like, all of a sudden, we just get this little short thank you from the wizard, and then that's it. Have a nice life. We didn't get to see the princess again, or the king or the queen. We're just informed that they are happy and healthy now. And there's no indication of the sequel. I'm pretty sure there was never a sequel. Pretty sure that this game never got a sequel, which is kind of unfortunate because, again, my usual disclaimer, I made fun of the game, I complained about some aspects of the game, but I wouldn't have played this game if I didn't like it. And I do enjoy this game. I actually found this game very charming. I really like some of the graphics in this game. It has really nice graphics. It has absolutely no music or sound whatsoever other than occasional beeps, so it has absolutely no sound. But as a game, as an adventure game, yeah, it's kind of lacking. I mean, it's definitely the kind of game that you would need to play with a walkthrough because it would be really frustrating to play this without a walkthrough. But all that said, with a walkthrough, it's actually a pleasant little experience. You know, people talk about walkthroughs and they say how walkthroughs ruin games. I don't agree with that. I feel like this game was actually greatly enhanced by having a walkthrough because if I hadn't played with a walkthrough, I would have been banging my head endlessly against everything. Like every single puzzle, every single action in this game pretty much would have been like pulling teeth because I wouldn't have known what to do. So I don't find that walkthroughs spoil games. I actually find that they make games more enjoyable. So I don't know if I'm just weird that way. Maybe I have like a strange reward response in my brain. Maybe there's something wrong with my dopamine receptors that I don't properly process the reward of spending a month figuring out that I'm supposed to blow the trumpet to make the wall fall down. Like that kind of puzzle is ridiculous. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy that. I wouldn't feel a sense of accomplishment at realizing, oh, of course you blow the trumpet. I would just say that's stupid. I wasted so much time trying to figure that out. So honestly, I'm glad that I had the walkthrough. With the walkthrough, it's a fun little game. I enjoyed this. I had some pleasant moments with this. I got a few laughs. Had some nice moments of saying, wow, this is actually a really nice looking game. It had some very nice graphics, some very well, drawn scenes. Some of the graphics were very charming, very pretty to look at. And overall, it was a lot of fun. So, honestly, this is the kind of game that I like. I mean, it would be nice if it were a little more polished. There are obviously some things you could complain about. But overall, even now, well over 30 years after this kind of game fell out of fashion, this is still, for me personally, this is still like my kind of game. This is the kind of game that I personally enjoy playing. If not the most, at least certainly this is among my most favorite game genres. So yeah, thank you to the author. What was the author's name again? Hold on, let me check. What was the author's name here? Carol L. Stanley. Thank you, Carol L. Stanley, for making this game. I had some fun with it. Unfortunate that the game never had a sequel, but I can kind of understand why. I mean, I guess it's... oh, actually... While we're here, let's take a moment to look at the nouns. It looks like these are encoded in some way that they're not. Yeah, this is obviously a list of the nouns that the game recognizes. And like here we have verbs, so this will be a list of the verbs that the game recognizes, but these are encoded in some way. Probably wouldn't be rocket science to decode these and figure out how they're... Oh, let me turn on the hex view here. Alt-H turns on the hex view in list. These look like they might just be shifted. These might actually be just simple ASCII. I feel like these might just be simple ASCII values that are just shifted, like +1 or +10 or something like that. So probably wouldn't be too terribly difficult to decode this. But yeah, I'll leave that for other folks to do if they want to do that. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess I am done. This has been the MythMaster. Again, not much more to say about this game other than the obvious. I think the game kind of speaks for itself. It's nothing too fancy. It's not Crisis. It's not Grand Theft Auto. It's not BioShock. It's just a silly, simple little game. And yet I really love these kinds of games. And that's why I keep coming back to them. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching, folks. Thank you for coming along with me on this little adventure with the MythMaster. And yeah, hopefully I will talk to you in future adventures like this one, or perhaps different from this one. Until then, take care of yourselves, everyone, and goodbye for now.